You are welcome to this channel. Today's lesson will be on the relief of Nigeria. Relief itself means surface feature of a place. So we are going to be discussing the surface feature of Nigeria. That's the hills, the mountains, the plateau, and lowlands of Nigeria. Those are the surface feature of Nigeria. Sometimes you might not hear the word relief, but topography. Topography also means relief. Okay, but before we continue, let's have a sketch map of Nigeria. This is a sketch map of Nigeria, just a sketch. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, come down, go up, come down again, just slant line. You take it up, you come down, you take it up. Here you have Borno and the Chad. Okay, start drawing it down, make it slant. Then when you want to stop, come look at this part. This part has to go lower than this part. It doesn't have to be equal. Neither is this place going to come below this part. So this part, it has to be upper. Then you take it up, come down, and join it here. And join it here. Okay. Then you have River Niger, River Benue. The reason you just have to put these rivers is the fact that sometimes you might not really sketch the map the way it should, but River Niger and River Benue will vindicate you, because Nigeria is the only country that has two rivers meeting almost at the center. So putting River Niger and River Benue will help the marker, the examiner, know that, oh, this is Nigeria. And don't, even if the map is not correct, you'll be able to at least give you your map, because once the map is wrong, every information in that map is what? Wrong. Let's start with north central highland of Nigeria. This is it, north central highland. We are going to use this north central highland of Nigeria. States in this region, they include Katsina. We'll just locate a few of them. Katsina. There's Kano here. Okay. There's Kaduna. Okay. There's Jos. Let us have these few states for north central highland. The highest peak of north central highland is in Jos Plateau, and that highland is called Shere Hill. Shere Hill has a meter of 1,650. So North Central Highland has the highest mountain of Shere Hill found in Jos Plateau. North Central Highland is made up of basement complex rocks. What it means here is that it has a combination of igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks. The soil type here in this region is sandy soil. The next highland we are going to be discussing here is Western Highlands. This is the region of Western Highlands. Okay, I think we should make it plain. So, Western Highlands. This Western Highland occupy places like Ogun. There's Kwara here. There's Oyo. There's Ondo. I want us to be locating four states for each region so that the map does not look clustered. And even in WAEC, nobody will ask you to locate up to 4 states or 3 states. At most 1 or 2 states. Okay, but I'm doing 4 so that you have enough to use when it is time. The highlands we have here, they include Kukuruku Hill, Ekpeme Hill, Akpata Hill, and Indore. There are still other hills. Now, Idonre is found in Ondo State, Idonre. And this is where we have the highest peak in the Western Highland. The highland has a peak of 950 meters. And don't forget that this is the highest peak in Western Upland. Let's go to the next part of the highlands in Nigeria. The first one you have here, there's one that is found in Borno. The name is Biu Plateau. After Biu Plateau, there's Mandara. Mandara is actually found between Borno and Adamawa. That's Mandara. Mandara Mountain. Followed by Atlantica Mountain. Followed by Shebshi Mountain and Adamawa Mountain. Now, all this mountain, Mandara Mountain is found between Adamawa and Borno, but Atlantica, Shebshi, Adamawa are all found in Adamawa State. There's another mountain here called Mambila Plateau. Mambila. For Mambila Plateau, it is found in Taraba State, and on this plateau, that is where you have the highest mountain in Eastern Highland called Chappal Waddi. Chappal Waddi. Now, let us shade this one so that we know that all the shaded ones are Eastern Highlands. Eastern Highlands. Eastern Highlands. This is in Taraba State. Eastern Highlands. This is in Adamawa. Okay. Now, these are the highlands in eastern part of Nigeria. This one, I called it what? Chappal Waddi, the highest mountain in Eastern Highland and also the highest mountain in the whole of Nigeria. So the highest mountain in Nigeria is Chappal Waddi. Chappal Waddi, that's the highest mountain in Nigeria and the highest in the eastern part of Nigeria. And this mountain is actually located beside Kashaka Gomti National Park in Taraba State. And this is near the borders of Cameroon. Another thing we will talk about here is Eastern Scapland. This one is here, Eastern Scapland. And the highest peak, what should we use for this one? Let's use L. The highest peak here is Udi Plateau. And this plateau is found in Enugu State. Okay, Enugu. It is found in Enugu State. This is the prominent highland in this region. The height of this plateau is around 300 to 900 meters. That's the height. Okay, that's all we're going to talk about for this Eastern Scapland. Now, if you look at every other part that is not mapped out, they are actually lowland, and they have to be named in case you are asked to locate a lowland or highland in Nigeria, because WAEC does not joke with this kind of questions. Okay, the first one you have here is Sokoto Plain. Sokoto Plain. And this lowland is found at the northwestern part of Nigeria. The height is 200 to 300 meters. Okay, look at another one here. Another one here. Another one here. Look at the way I mapped it out. I mapped it out at the top of River Niger and River Benue, and below the bottom of River Niger and River Benue. Let's just use dot dot to represent it. This is Niger-Benue Trough. And it has a meter of 100 to 300. Okay, this region is Niger-Benue Trough. This is Sokoto Plain. Do you understand that? Then you have Borno Basin. The height is 100 to 300 meters. There's another one here, like this, like this, like this. Look at me, like this, like this. This region is called Coastal Plain of Nigeria. Coastal Plain. And the meter is 0 to 100 meters. This place is not mapped out. This is interior, let me write it here, interior zone of Western Nigeria. This is interior zone of Western Nigeria. And the meter is 100 to 300. There is a Niger Delta. Niger Delta. This place you are looking at is an alluvial fan that is deposited. Okay, there are materials deposited before they enter into Atlantic Ocean. So this one, like this, looking like a fan, is called alluvial fan, and it is a delta. It has the shape of a fan. So this is Niger Delta. The meter is 0 to 100. Oh my God, I didn't add Obudu and Oban Hill. Okay, let me just add it here. This is Obudu Plateau. Obudu. Maybe I should remove this key here. Obudu Plateau. And there's Oban Hill here. I'm shading it because I already told you that all the maps at the eastern part of Nigeria are shaded, so that we know that the shaded part are what? Eastern Highland. Okay, this is Obudu Plateau, and this is Oban Hills. Oban Hills. Okay, so if this is Oban Hills, this region like this here is Cross River Basin. Cross River Basin. I'm not writing again because I think my map is already almost clustered. But don't be scared. In your exam, nobody will ask you to locate all of these, but I'm locating them because I am teaching. So just know them. Anyone they ask you to do, locate, you locate. In fact, in JAM, there are sometimes that they'll just map out one of these maps and tell you to label it or name it. So you just need to know them and their positions. We have been able to list out the highlands and lowlands of Nigeria. Okay, now what are the importance of highlands? Are they actually important even though they are here? Yes, they are important. The first one is source of minerals. For instance, in Jos, the main mineral here is what? Tin and columbite. So on this mountain there is mineral resources like tin and columbite, and even in Udi Hill there is coal. So you see, mountain is important in terms of mineral resources. Mountain also serve as means of orographic rainfall. Orographic kind of rainfall is that one that is associated with highlands. Mountains can serve as means of hideout during intertribal war or any war. Mountains can serve as source of many rivers. For instance, River Niger got its source from Guinea Highland. Okay, now River Benue got its source from Eastern Highlands. So you see, mountains are actually important because they serve as source of what? Rivers. Mountains can also serve as means of tourism. For instance, in Idonre Hill is used as source of tourist attraction. Mountains are also source of valuable materials like granite, and you know granite can be used for building. Now, if you are being asked to list the importance of mountains or highlands in WAEC in any examination, as you write, explain and give example. You see, each time I pick out any point, I always develop and then give you example. Like when I said source of rivers, I did not stop there. I explained that it is a source of rivers like river Niger and river Benue, and that the river Niger got its source at Guinea Highlands, river Benue got its source as Eastern Highland. And I also said that it is a source of mineral. I did not stop there. I said valuable minerals like tin, like columbite are found in Jos, and that another one is found where in Enugu, that is coal. So when you pick up any point, when you are explaining the importance of highland, develop your point and give example. That is the only way you get your full mark. If not, there will not be any full mark. With all the importance of mountains that I have listed and explained, does mountain have disadvantages? Yes, it does. The first one is all of these regions can be barrier, can serve as barrier to communication. What that means is that construction of roads cannot be very possible in regions like this because mountains have occupied it. Let's, for instance, Idonre Hill. That region does not have any road that cross the mountain. Rather, you have road at the base of this mountain. Another disadvantage of mountains is that these regions are prone to erosion during rainy season because the water at the base of the mountain is usually more than outside the mountain. Mountainous regions are also poor in nutrients, so it does not favor farming. Although the case of Jos is spectacular because it's a plateau. You know, plateau has leveled surface. Risk of natural hazard, though, natural hazard like rock fall or landslide. When there's a rock fall, you know it happens suddenly and it can destroy buildings. If it meets anybody, it can kill the person. So there is what? Risk of natural hazard. This is where I will stop today for the advantages and disadvantages of highlands. Let's talk about the importance of lowlands in Nigeria. First of all, lowlands favor settlement, building of houses, shops, schools. Lowland favors this. It is also source of mineral resources like coal and petroleum. There's a petroleum in Port Harcourt. There's a petroleum in Port Harcourt. Okay, the map is already looking closer, so I don't think I'll be locating anything here. Let me just keep explaining. Another thing is that the positional plains favors rich agriculture. Look at it, is river Niger and river Benue. As they are entering into Atlantic Ocean, they deposited this material. So regions like this, the materials are actually fertile and it favors what? Cultivation of crops. Rivers found in lowlands can be used for domestic purposes like washing, cooking, and industrial purposes like diluting, like mixing. Disadvantages of lowlands in Nigeria. The first one is erosion. Now, regions like here, Lagos, look, there's Lagos here. Regions like Lagos, Port Harcourt, these regions, they experience, and even Calabar. There's Calabar here. Calabar, Delta. I said I don't want to write again. You see me still writing. Okay, it's not even clear. Delta. There's Delta here. Okay. Let me just use a DE. Delta. These regions, they suffer because of erosion, especially during rainy season. And that's because the area is what? A low land. We are done for today's lesson. I hope you have learned something today, right? At least you have learned something about your country, Nigeria, and how to answer WAEC, JAMB, and NECO questions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video because there are other people that might need this information. See you in my next video where we'll be discussing the drainage of Nigeria. This is relief, right? We'll be discussing the drainage of Nigeria. Bye.